The microphone feedback screeched. It sounded like a dying animal. 3,000 people in the stadium covered their ears. Good. I wanted them uncomfortable. I wanted them listening. I stood at the podium. I wasn't wearing a cap and gown. I was wearing a black hoodie and jeans. I looked like a stain on their perfect white linen ceremony. In the front row, Sterling froze. He was the valedictorian. He was supposed to be up here. He was holding his speech, printed on thick, expensive cardstock. His mouth hung open. He looked at the dean, then back at me. Panic. Pure, distilled panic. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. "Good morning, class of 2024, I said. My voice was steady, cold. My name is Maven, and for the last 4 years I was the smartest person in this room, until 2 weeks ago. I tapped the laptop connected to the podium. The massive jump trompe behind me flickered. The school logo, a proud golden lion, vanished. The crowd gasped. The dean started running up the stairs toward me. Security was confused. They didn't know if this was a skit. "You all know Sterling," I continued, pointing a shaking finger at him. "The golden boy, the Princeton admit, the guy who stole my life because he couldn't handle coming in second place." On the giant screen, a video file started loading. It wasn't a slideshow of memories. It was grainy, black and white security footage. Timestamp, 14 days ago. Sterling's face went pale. He tried to stand up, but his dad grabbed his arm, confused. "Sit down, Sterling," I commanded. The audio from the speakers boomed, echoing off the bleachers. "We're just getting to the best part, but let me back up. Before I burned his future to the ground, I had to watch him steal mine. I didn't have parents who donated libraries. I had a mom who worked double shifts at a diner and a dad who collected disability checks. I was the scholarship kid, the charity case. But I had a brain, a weaponized brain. By junior year, I wasn't just top of the class. I was breaking the curve. I was ruining the curve. And Sterling hated it. Sterling was old money. His family's name was on the gymnasium. He drove a Range Rover to school. I walked 3 miles or took the bus. He had tutors for every subject. I had library books and insomnia. We were neck and neck for the valedictorian spot. It meant everything. It came with a full-ride scholarship to Princeton. For him, it was a trophy. For me, it was survival. It was my only ticket out of this rotting town. I ignored him. I kept my head down. I focused on the numbers, the essays, the code. I was a machine. Then came the accidents. First, my locker was superglued shut before a chem final. I had to break the lock with the janitor's crowbar. I was 10 minutes late. I still got a 98. Sterling got a 94. He kicked his locker when he saw the scores. I heard the metal dent. Then, rumors started, nasty ones, that I was sleeping with the calculus teacher, that I was buying essays online. "You look tired, Maven," Sterling said to me in the hallway one day. He was leaning against my locker, smiling. That perfect, veneered smile. "Maybe you should take a break. Princeton is intense. Not everyone is built for it." "Get out of my way, Sterling," I said. He didn't move. He leaned closer. I could smell his expensive cologne. It smelled like sandalwood and entitlement. "My dad made a call," he whispered. "The spot is mine, Maven. Just drop out of the race. Save yourself the embarrassment." I didn't blink. "Beat me fairly, or get out of my face." He laughed. "A short, sharp bark, fairly. Oh, Maven, you poor thing. You think this is a meritocracy. I should have listened. I should have realized that when a shark stops swimming, it's getting ready to attack. I thought I was safe because I was innocent. I was an idiot." 2 weeks before graduation, the final ranking period, I was leading by 0.04 grade point average points. It was mathematically impossible for him to catch me unless I failed a class or got expelled. I was paranoid. I checked my backpack 3 times an hour. I never left my food unattended. I backed up my laptop to 3 different clouds. I thought I was prepared for anything. Wednesday morning, I was in the computer lab finishing my final coding project for AP Comp Sci. It was a masterpiece. A neural network simulation. It guaranteed me an A+. I went to the bathroom, gone for 3 minutes. When I came back, my laptop was shut. My stomach dropped. I opened it. The screen was black. I pressed the power button. Nothing. Problems. Sterling asked. He was sitting 3 rows back, typing on his MacBook. He didn't even look up. I frantically tried to reboot. The drive was wiped, completely bricked. I felt bile rise in my throat. My backup was on a USB drive in my bag. I reached for my bag. The USB drive was snapped in half. I spun around. You touched my stuff. Sterling looked up, feigning shock. Excuse me? I've been coding my Hello World app, Maven. Keep your paranoia to yourself. The teacher walked in. Maven, settle down. He wiped my project. I screamed. My hands were shaking. I wasn't the screaming type. That's how much he had gotten to me. Accusations require proof, the teacher said. He was the football coach. He liked Sterling. Sterling bought the team new jerseys. I had to rewrite the entire code from memory in 24 hours. I didn't sleep. I drank 4 energy drinks. My eyes felt like they were bleeding. I submitted it at 7:59 a.m. the next day. It was sloppy, but it worked. I got an A-. It was enough. I was still valedictorian. I saw Sterling in the hallway after the grades were posted. He wasn't angry. He wasn't kicking lockers. He was smiling. That was the red flag I missed. He wasn't trying to beat my grades anymore. He was done playing school. Friday, 10 days to graduation. I was called to the principal's office during 3rd period. I walked in, expecting to discuss my speech. Instead, 2 police officers were standing there. My mom was crying in the corner. The principal wouldn't look at me. Maven, we received an anonymous tip. About what? That you are distributing narcotics on campus. My knees buckled. What? That's insane. I study 18 hours a day. I don't even drink coffee. They searched your locker, Maven, my mom sobbed. Tell them it's a mistake. One of the officers stepped forward. He placed a clear plastic bag on the desk. Inside were 50 pills, Adderall, and a stack of answer keys for the AP history exam. We found this taped to the top of your locker. On the inside, the officer said, intent to distribute, academic dishonesty. That's not mine, I screamed. Check the cameras, check the fingerprints. The cameras in that hallway have been malfunctioning since Tuesday, the principal said. His voice was flat. He knew. Deep down, he knew. But Sterling's dad is on the school board. 0 tolerance policy, the principal continued. You are expelled, effective immediately. We have already contacted Princeton. Your acceptance has been rescinded. I couldn't breathe. The room was spinning. I looked at the bag of pills. I looked at the principal. Sterling did this, I whispered. Stop it, the principal snapped. Take responsibility for your actions. Sterling has been named valedictorian in your place. I was escorted out by police. In handcuffs. We walked past the cafeteria. The whole school was watching. And there he was. Sterling, standing by the glass doors. He caught my eye. He winked, a slow, deliberate wink. Then he turned to his friends and started laughing. I lost everything in an hour. My scholarship, my reputation, my future. My mom couldn't look at me. The town treated me like a criminal. I spent 3 days lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. I wanted to die. Then, on Tuesday night, I got an email. It was from the school's IT system. An automated error report from the malfunctioning camera server. See, I didn't just study code. I lived in that server room. I was the TA for the IT guy. I had set up the error logging myself. The cameras weren't broken. The footage had been deleted, but nothing is ever truly deleted. I sat up. I cracked my knuckles. The sadness evaporated. All that was left was cold, hard rage. They took my physical access, but they forgot to revoke my admin credentials for the back-end server. Amateur mistake. I needed 3 things. The deleted footage, audio confirmation, a stage. I spent 4 nights recovering the data. It was fragmented, hidden in the cache. I had to reconstruct the video frame by frame. My eyes burned, my fingers cramped, but slowly, the image formed. There it was, Tuesday, 6 p.m. The hallway is empty. Sterling walks in. He's wearing gloves. He opens my locker. He knows the combination. He must have watched me over my shoulder. He tapes the bag. He closes it. He checks his hair in the reflection. Got you. But I needed more. I needed to destroy his character. I hacked his iCloud. It was surprisingly easy. His password was his own birthday. Narcissist. I found the group chat with the boys. Sterling, trash is taken out. Princeton is mine. Friend, did she cry? Sterling, like a baby. Dad paid the principal a bonus to rush the paperwork. Easy. I took screenshots. I downloaded the voice memos where he bragged about buying the Adderall from a junior. Then, I hacked the graduation ceremony schedule. The AV system was connected to the school Wi-Fi. I created a backdoor. I swapped the in memoriam video file with my masterpiece. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell the police. Not yet. If I went to the police now, his dad's lawyers would bury it. It would be sealed. No one would know. I needed witnesses. I needed 3,000 witnesses. On graduation morning, I dressed in black. I waited in the janitor's closet under the bleachers for 4 hours. I listened to the speeches. I listened to the applause. I heard the principal introduce him. And now, our valedictorian, a young man of integrity and brilliance, Sterling. That was my cue. I climbed the maintenance ladder behind the stage. I bypassed security. I walked right up to the podium as Sterling was adjusting the mic. He looked at me like he was seeing a ghost. Step aside, I said, and I pushed him. Hard. Back to the present. The giant screen was playing the footage. It was crystal clear. Sterling fumbling with the lock, the bag of pills, the smirk. The crowd was dead silent. You could hear the wind blowing. That's not real. Sterling screamed, his voice cracking. It's a deep fake. She's a hacker. Shut up, I said into the mic. I hit the next key. The screenshots of the text appeared. Massive, 50 feet high. Gad paid the principal a bonus. A collective gasp ripped through the stadium. Every parent turned to look at the VIP box where the principal and the school board were sitting. The principal looked like he was having a stroke. He was trying to signal the sound guy to cut the feed. But I had locked the system. And just in case you think I faked the texts, I said, let's listen. I played the voice memo. Sterling's voice, distinct and arrogant, boomed over the speakers. She's a nobody, dude. Who cares if she goes to jail? I need that spot. My dad said if I don't get Ivy, he's cutting me off, so Maven has to go. Sterling lunged at me. Turn it off. I'll kill you. He actually grabbed my hoodie. He was foaming at the mouth. But I didn't move. I didn't flinch. 'Cause I saw the movement in the periphery. 2 state troopers walked onto the stage, not the campus security, state police. I had emailed the evidence to the district attorney at 8:00 a.m. Sterling froze. He still had his hands on me. Get your hands off her, son, the trooper boomed. Sterling let go. He looked at his dad in the front row. His dad was burying his face in his hands. His mom was sobbing. You're under arrest, the trooper said, spinning Sterling around. Possession, distribution, filing a false police report, and conspiracy. They cuffed him, right there, in his gown. The valedictorian sash was crooked. I leaned into the microphone one last time. I might not get my diploma today, I told the crowd, but neither will he. I looked at Sterling as they dragged him away. He was crying, snot running down his face, a blubbering, pathetic mess. Happy graduation, Sterling, I whispered. I walked off the stage. The silence broke. It started with a slow clap from the back row, the burnouts, the skaters, the kids Sterling bullied. Then the parents joined in. Then the whole stadium erupted. It wasn't a pause for a speech. It was the sound of a kingdom falling. The fallout was nuclear. The video went viral before I even left the parking lot. Maven's revenge was trending globally by noon. Princeton rescinded Sterling's offer publicly on Twitter that evening. They didn't want the PR nightmare. The investigation was swift. Sterling cracked an interrogation immediately. He gave up everyone. He gave up the dealer. He gave up his dad for bribing the principal. The principal was fired and charged with corruption. Sterling's dad is facing federal charges. And Sterling? He's not going to the Ivy League. He's awaiting trial. He's looking at 3 to 5 years. His life is over. He will always be the guy who framed a poor girl because he was too stupid to compete. As for me, the story got attention. A lot of attention. The dean of admissions at MIT saw the news. He saw how I hacked the school system. He saw the code I used to recover the footage. He didn't care about the expulsion on my record. He called it extraordinary problem-solving skills. I'm writing this from my dorm room in Cambridge. I have a full scholarship, not charity, merit. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just surviving, It's watching them burn while you ascend.
I still have Sterling's mugshot taped to my wall, just as a reminder. Never miss a decimal point. And never, ever underestimate the girl who has nothing to lose.